Every year on Independence Day, we commemorate our freedom fighters. We revisit their sacrifices that they have made for the nation. And every year we feel proud to be an Indian. And that is how we celebrate Independence Day. But this Independence Day, I would urge you all to think that this freedom that we are celebrating on Independence Day, it did not come easy. It is hard earned. Our freedom fighters, they sacrificed a lot to earn this freedom for us, and we do celebrate it every year. But do we celebrate the spirit that they fought for? Today in India, uh, the identity of being from a particular religion, that is being a Hindu, has become paramount. It is supreme, even so much so that it has superseded the sacredness of being an Indian. And we question the Indianness of every person around us solely on the basis of what religion they belong to, what caste they belong to, sometimes even what educational institutions they go to. And that is how we are we are superseding our uh, our identities, such as our castes, our religion, and all of these things, the places that we belong to, our first names, our surnames, our clothes, all of these have overshadowed the idea of, India today. I don't think that, if our freedom fighters that we are celebrating would have been alive today, they would have just stood by and watched all of this happen. Would they have stood by and watched innocent people being lynched, publicly lynched? Would they have stood by and watched the whitewashing of the rapes of Dalit women by cremating their bodies overnight? I don't think so. And there are many people today who have refused to stand by and watch this. Those people, I would say, are the real freedom fighters of India in 21st century, in today's India. And they are languishing behind bars while we commemorate 75 years of independence. We have put innocent people behind bars solely because they decided to follow the steps of our freedom fighters. They are fighting to save democracy. They are fighting to save the spirit of India. They're fighting to save the diversity of India, and that is their only crime. And we have criminalized such people. We have criminalized such prison. We have these prisoners of conscience. We have punished them, and we have been vindictive towards them as a country. I think 75 years should have been a long time to understand, on what ideals that democracy stand for. What is, the idea of India? Is the idea of India being a Hindu? I don't think so. The idea of India is being an Indian, and anybody, irrespective of what religion they belong to, what caste they belong to, what color they have, where they come from, they can be an Indian. And I think this idea should not have been diminished, but in today's India, this idea has completely been diminished. In fact, this idea has been criminalized. And I would say that we are not only on the verge of fascism, we have crossed over to fascism. We are where we are being surveilled 24 hours, where the voice of the opposition is being shut down completely, where the press is gagged. Journalists are intimidated. They fear for their lives. The price of activism for political participation, for criticizing the government is so much so that anybody is afraid to an average Indian today is afraid to raise their voice. to question the government, to seek accountability. That is the hallmark of a democracy. So to say that we are on the verge of fascism would be, fooling ourselves, because we have actually crossed over to fascism. Today, when we celebrate 75 years of independence, I would urge all Indians to at least give it a thought or two, that what kind of a country do we want to be? What kind of a democracy do we even want to be a democracy? And if we want to be a democracy, are we even a democracy today? Why is it very important to fight for this democracy? Because this freedom, this democracy, this has been earned, with a lot of blood and sweat, and that is what we commemorate on every Independence Day. But when it comes to talking about the current situation of the country, we don't even speak out. We don't even support those who speak out. I would like to urge all of you to think about all of these things on these Independence Day, and happy Independence Day to all.